And here I am again, Aquifel. This time the WrestleMania card rundown. WrestleMania, well, let's start. I'll get the less important bouts. I'll try to keep it short because with the main events there's a lot to talk about. And well, first off in the kickoff show we're gonna have the US title match, Kalisto versus Ryback. Well, God only knows why this is on the kickoff show. Well, obviously, Kalisto, great athlete. Ryback, somehow I like the guy. Well, whether they match or not, we'll see. I don't have my hopes up too high for that one. Same goes for the the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Honestly, none of the entrants that are announced yet really strike me as the winner. By the way, Kalisto Ryback, I'm going with Kalisto because honestly, with Ryback I like him, but I don't know. He shouldn't have the US title. Kalisto has more potential, especially if Sin Cara in the end wins the IC title. But that's another story. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I don't really know. I'm going with Damien Sandow. Why? Because he's none of the old guys like Big Show and Kane. Big Show won last year, so why would he need to win now? And the other giant choice, Kane, well, he doesn't need to win either. Honestly, if Kane, and I'm watching WrestleMania with maybe 5 or 6 people over, and we're going to have a barbecue before that, and honestly, if Kane wins, I riot. I'll take the nachos or whatever we're going to have and throw them right in my friend's face. Kane winning them. So I'm going with Damien Sandow. The match should be the usual Battle Royal clusterfuck. And in the end, with the final 2 or 3 combatants, it should start to be like a good match. Well, on to the more important things, the main card. I don't know if this is going to be the first match, but it's this is the order I'm going to look at the matches. Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Eva Marie, Natalya, Paige versus Emma, Lana, Summer Rae, Naomi, and Tamina. Divas 10 Diva Tag Team Action. Honestly, WWE. I mean, I looked at the card. What? 11 matches. 2 are in the kickoff show, yeah. And 4 hours for 9 matches. That should really leave time for the important bouts. But it's the predetermined to be a filler between really important matches the fans want to see, because it's thrown together. I couldn't really follow it the past few days, but I don't doubt there's a huge story behind this, and looking at it, if it goes more than 5 minutes, it's a waste of time. And well, the only 2 really talented divas in this match are Natalya and Paige, and I doubt. First of all, they're on the same page. Corny joke, I know. They're on the same page and on the same team. So I really don't see them working wonders with any of the other duds that are in this match. So this is a predetermined filler, and yeah, well, it's your toilet break. You all need a toilet break. I know I'll need a toilet break, and so this has got to be it. But damn, I have to review it, so I cannot simply say toilet break. In the preview, I can. It's gonna be the toilet break. Next match, Dudleyz versus the Usos. Well, instead of really having a nice feud for the New Day, which are on next, they crammed the Dudleys and the Usos into a match. And honestly, I don't think the people care for the Usos anymore. I mean, they're good athletes, they're a nice tag team, but somehow with the injury of Jimmy, Jay, I don't know who was injured. I really have trouble keeping them apart. No. This, well, the Usos, since then, they don't really, yeah, there are no really real pops for them anymore. And, well, it doesn't seem like anybody who really cares. And the Dudleys, well, a heel turn was right because, yeah, the old Dudley face routine, oh, yawn, it's boring. And the Dudleys always were best when they were heels, especially Bubba Ray, or Brother Ray, or whatever you want to call him. This match, wrestling-wise, I don't really have high hopes for it. Could be pretty entertaining, but it's not going to be more than a decent match. One of the undercard fillers. So, I don't really care for this match. Because nobody cares for the Usos anymore, and the Dudleys, I don't really care for them anymore, so screw it. Then we have the New Day versus the League of Nations, and I have no clue if the tag team titles are on the line, but anyway, it's a 3-on-4 handicap match. And somehow I still see the New Day going over. Well, first of all, the teams who are going to win, I forgot it. With the first match, the 10 Diva clusterfuck, Team Paige, Natalya will win, I think. And the Dudleys Usos, the Dudleys have to win because at least then you have a heel tag team that has a little bit of standing. Which brings us right back to the League of Nations. God damn it. The New Day are cool. They are hot. They are... I mean, come on. I've rewatched Roadblock with a friend of mine, and he didn't know the New Day. He hasn't been following wrestling in maybe 2 or 3 years, and he still loved the Burio thing. The New Day rocks. No doubt about it. There's no argument here. The League of Nations, same thing, but they suck. I believe Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Rusev, all 4 of them, Wade Barrett, all 4 of them are great singles competitors. Oh, well, not great, but good to great, depending on who you're looking at. All 4 of them are capable performers, but as the League of Nations, I mean, they are lackeys for the authority. Roman Reigns has beaten them up so many times, and they looked weak so many times. I mean, come on. From the main event level, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns, they've been kicked down the card to a match against the New Day. And honestly, if this League of Nations crap continues, it's gonna go further down, and they'll be having a hot feud against the Social Outcasts and probably even lose that one. The League of Nations just stinks, and I see the New Day winning here, just because the League of Nations victory, boring. And if the tag team title's on the line, I don't know who of these 4 will compete for the titles afterwards, but god damn it, I just hate the League of Nations, and I think most people feel the same way. Then, finally, a good match. AJ Styles versus Y2J, and I think Y2J will lose here. He has to do the job, honestly, because him going over AJ doesn't help anybody at this point. The match, well, I think the third match was good. The other before that were nice too. And I think this is going to be the one where they are going from good to possibly great. Because last time it didn't really feel like it was finished. And if they really finish it here, it should be a great match. Well, on to the next. From now on, yeah. You know what I mean. There are only important matches left. The IC 7-way tag team. The IC title 7-way ladder match. Why? I mean, come on. We had the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania, and now Money in the Bank has its own pay-per-view. And I'm all for getting rid of Money in the Bank I'm all for getting rid of this. The suitcase, it's just lazy booking. Oh, the face finally won the title. Yeah, there has been a payoff. The fans are happy. And now, well, how do we start a new feud? Well, screw the fans, screw that guy who just won. We have a Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Most of the time a heel, most of the time he cashes in, and surprisingly, most of the time, well, the title changes hands. It's just lazy booking, and we need to get rid of Money in the Bank. Do we have to replace it with 7-way IC title matches? With a ladder? I think we don't. But, well, the thing is, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, it's a feud when they still were El Generico and Kevin Steen in the Indies, in Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Korea, whatever you want. They were a tag team, and then they feuded, and it was great. And in WWE, it will be even better. But I understood, the way I understood it, the feud is not prominent enough on the main roster. So instead of throwing it on there on the WrestleMania card for the IC title, and the fans not really, many of them not really having a clue what this feud is about, playing it out further here during a multi-man match, why not? It's not my preferred choice, but still it makes sense. And well, an IC a 7-man ladder match. 7-man ladder matches are always spectacular, and should be here too. So Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler versus Sin Cara. That is the great part. Versus Stardust. Well, I like Cody Rhodes, but the Stardust thing really, it's like humping him from behind, and WWE shoving their fist up his whatever you want to imagine here. Since he has become Stardust, he is, well, it's stupid. It's really stupid. Changing back to Cody Rhodes, Stardust doesn't do for him what Goldust did for Dustin Rhodes. We have The Miz in here, great talker, still a subpar ring performer, and Zack Ryder. Well, of all of them, who has a chance at winning the title? Owens, Zayn, maybe even Ziggler and Miz. But The Miz, well, as IC champ, maybe he has improved in the ring. Anyway, should be a great spot fest. I'm going with, with whom? I'm going with Zayn gaining the title here. Because if he gains the title, they really can hit off the feud between him and Owens. So I'm going with Zayn here. Only other choice would be Kevin Owens, because Miz and Ziggler could win the thing, but putting the IC title on Ziggler, really, either you give him a main event shot or you have him have great matches, but not a mid-card title. Please don't. It's unfair to everyone. Then the Divas title match. A triple threat match between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks. All three good to great performance in the ring. Should be a nice match. Well, the story, even I have been following a little bit of that. Should be cool to watch Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks both trying to stick it to Charlotte and still not being on the same page. So should be a great match, and could be possibly the first Divas match on the main roster that really qualifies for the moniker Divas Revolution. Because everything we have seen on the main roster thus far was not Divas Revolution. That was Divas crap. Now, the big three. I'm gonna start. Well, yeah, I'm gonna start with the Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker versus Shane. Many people were a little bit confused as to why Undertaker would help Vince. Well, his job is on the line. Duh. It's what I said from the beginning. It's what WWE possibly should have said from the beginning, but it's the only logical explanation. And damn, that doesn't make him a goonie for the authority. That's just, hey, yeah, I'm the Undertaker. I'm a legend. I'm probably want to wrestle another WrestleMania match on the big stage. That's my stage. This is the grandest stage of them all, bitch. And yeah, well, if somebody comes to you, you fight my son in Hell in a Cell match, and if you don't, or if you lose, you're fired. Or in more politically correct terms, good luck with all your future endeavors. And we all know that there won't be future endeavors in the wrestling business for Undertaker once he's retired from the WWE. So, and Shane can gain control over Monday Night Raw. And that's really, I mean, that's a good thing that the streak is broken. If the streak still was intact, this match could only end in disaster. Taker wins, yeah, well, the whole Shane stuff, all for nothing. And everything remains the same. And everything remains boring. And the ratings remain, well, if TNA started their huge Monday Night War stuff they did try to do in 2010, if they started it at the beginning of this year, believe me, there would have been a ratings war. A real ratings war. Well, timing is everything, and well, TNA is going out of business soon. I am pretty sure of that. So, anyway, since the streak is broken, the outcome is not as predictable. Taker could win, still Shane could win too. And I think Shane should win here because I'm gonna be honest here. If Shane doesn't win, the most stuff on Raw will stay the same, and the storyline is getting so frustrating, so infuriating. Sorry for that, and so boring. Boring is the key word here. Why are the ratings climbing down and decreasing? And because the show is boring. The main storylines is boring. Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns, but nobody wants to see the authority either. And yeah, well, the whole Vince McMahon and McMahon family drama card, that's a shock. That Shane returned, and a little bit of drama just for WrestleMania. That's good. After that, they can have all the drama they want, but Shane has to be in charge because otherwise there's not going to be a huge change. Anyways, I'm going with Shane here. He needs to win this thing. The match should be good. Not in a wrestling sense good, but from a storyline point of view. Because if they really do it right, and I hope they do this, and with the last three matches I want to do a little scenario. I have already talked about this in another video. Shane needs to win here. Taker obviously has to beat him down the most of the time. Otherwise it would be like, oh yeah, he beat the Undertaker. Taker wasn't good in that match. He's an old man. No, Taker needs to look strong here. He needs to pummel Shane into the ground, and Shane has to take everything Undertaker got and still claw and teeth himself through the match, and in the end he has to be beat, but he still has fighting spirit. And Undertaker stands there and looks at him and just thinks. You have to see it. I've already mentioned it in another video. You have to see this. That he thinks that man still got the fighting spirit. He knows what he's fighting for. I'm fighting for something I don't want. I'm getting older, and then who knows if this, it possibly is my last WrestleMania match anyway. And do I want to leave with a victory? But yeah, leaving ashes and the WWE in ashes behind me because I helped the Authority? Or do I lose and with losing give the WWE a new shot at becoming great again, at becoming free from the Authority again? And if he has this doubting look, this look that he's thinking about himself, about his whole career, about the WWE, and Taker is one of the few performers who's capable of doing that. So if he has this look, and he doesn't have to stand there for 4 minutes and think, no, he has to stand there and look, and then Shane has to hit him with something out of the blue and pin him. It's not, Undertaker must not lie down for him, but he has to hold on and think about the situation for a minute, and that's the second that Shane strikes, that Shane uses, and he wins. And that's compelling storytelling, people. So, I'm going with Shane here. I hope that WWE sticks to some like this scenario. We'll see, but Shane needs to win here. Anyway, so the street fight between Lesnar and Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar. And, of course, Paul Heyman. Great guy. Well, the street fight, Lesnar, Ambrose, well, that says it all. They have tons of intensity. They both are over as fuck with the crowd. Probably the most anticipated match. Well, aside AJ and Y2J, that one probably is as big as this one. But this one is more important because there's no stipulation to it whether who wins gets a title shot, at least not that I know of. But it should be a great match. It should be Lesnar throwing Ambrose around and really, again, pummeling him into the ground. And in the end, Ambrose has to overcome the odds because Lesnar winning here, Lesnar can take a loss. Especially if they play, or if the scenario in this match is right. And if Ambrose wins here, it's a huge win for him. It's really a huge win for him. For Lesnar, it's just another victory against a upcoming star or a star. For Ambrose, it would be a huge victory. The first, again, let's be honest, the first huge, really huge victory that Ambrose got, if he won here. So he needs to win here, no doubt about it, because until Roman Reigns is turned heel and then face again by the fans this time because they love Roman heel Reigns so much, until then Ambrose has to be the top face of the WWE whether they like it or not. The fans want him in this role, and well, the ratings are gonna decline even more if they don't push him, or if they bury him here and say, haha, Ambrose, up, back to the mid-card, lad. Well, so should be a great match. The match I probably anticipate the most. And finally, the WWE title match, Triple H versus Roman Reigns. And before I come to that, the Divas three-way match, I'm going with Sasha Banks here. Forgot that one. So, the WWE title match, World Heavyweight title match, Triple H versus Roman Reigns. It's the story more or less has played out like I said before the Royal Rumble. Triple H will come out at the Royal Rumble, he'll win the thing, and goddammit, that's not something I'm really proud of, because half the internet, half the smart marks guessed that. They guessed it, or they didn't even guess it, they knew that was going to happen, because it was the only thing that WWE really could do. Because everything else would have been horrible. So we all knew that that was going to happen. And the match itself, well, yeah. I don't want to get into the whole Roman Reigns, how they tried to push him in 2015, why they shouldn't have done that. And yeah, I don't want to get into it. As I said, another video I got into it. So, long story short, the match itself, well, depending on the story, and it's rather obvious what the story is going to be, it's going to be decent, maybe even a good match, because Triple H still can go. He is a ring general, he knows what to do in the ring, and he knows how to drag someone else's ass through the ring and make him look good and make a at least decent match out of it. And Reigns, well, his explosiveness can help here, and if they really hit it off with hard brawling, that's good. Now there are two ways WWE can end this. And well, there are three ways. First of all, Roman Reigns winning in a clean match. Yeah, I know. That's going to happen. Well, Roman Reigns winning in a clean match would be one choice. Well, if that happened, I guess the crowd wouldn't care either way. They think, oh, Roman Reigns. Another scenario is, or then of course there are four. Another scenario, Reigns winning after tons of interference by the Authority and Authority's Goonies. Maybe even The Rock interfering on his behalf. And anyway, a horrible scenario too. The most likely one though. And if I had to put my money on it, I would put my money on Reigns winning after tons of interference. Because storyline wise it would make sense. But in the big picture, I would prefer two of the other possible scenarios, and that's Triple H winning, either clean or after tons of interference. Winning after tons of interference, well, would maybe even cement more what I have planned, what I would have planned for the next Raw, or the Raw after WrestleMania. Well, I'm not in that position, so anyway, Triple H needs to win here. I wouldn't put my money on it, but he needs to win here, because if he wins, and Shane wins, and Ambrose wins, and that's where my dream scenario comes into place. It all falls together, or falls into place. Shane has control over Monday Night Raw, comes out, and after beating Lesnar, of course Ambrose is over as fuck. It's the same goddamn town, so, or city. And then he stands there and, well, my brother, that's why Triple H needs to win, my brother is, my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is still the champion, and, well, that's why I would prefer the Triple H going over Reigns clean. And he's still the champion, and Roman Reigns tried his best. It didn't help. There was not even an unfair match. But still, we need someone to challenge him and get the title off him. And honestly, I want to ask you who you want to do that. And there are only two possibilities, AJ Styles or Dean Ambrose. That's what the crowd is going to chant, or would chant, and most likely after the huge win against Lesnar, Ambrose would be the guy. Because at Roadblock, he lost clean, but the whole stuff with the feet under the rope, I've never seen that before. That this is grounds for not calling the match at that time, because he was the one who pins his opponent. If he had his foot on the rope, or Triple H had his foot under the rope, yeah. This way, no. So there's still some unresolved issues there. And Shane would be over again in a second. They would love him. They would love him for beating the Undertaker, because he makes the decision that Dean Ambrose is the next challenger for Triple H. And so on with Extreme Rules, Ambrose defeats Triple H, and after that Reigns gets furious and says, well, like, what the fuck, man? I've been feuding with the Authority for, I don't know, over 1.25 years, and all I get is being booed off the arena by you assholes, or you fuckers, or whatever PG allows him to say. And he really has to get into how ungrateful the crowd is. He tried to rid them of the Authority. And in the end, of course, he didn't succeed, because the fans booed him out of the arena. They cheered for Triple H at times. And now Dean Ambrose comes along. His brother, he defeats Brock Lesnar. And, well, he gets handed another title shot, after he had his chance too, and now you cheer for him because he won, and you see where I'm going. This is why Triple H needs to win here, and the match itself, well, should be a decent match. Expect a lot of drama and interference, but I would put my money on Reigns, but I hope Triple H wins, because that's what's best for business. So, that's the WrestleMania card. I've been babbling on for almost half an hour, because there's much to say. Anyway, it should be a nice WrestleMania, because, well, 9 matches are on the main card, and, well, 6 of them. 6 of them sound interesting, from AJ Styles to the WWE title match. Yeah, well, the 10 Diva match, the Usos versus the Dudleyz, and the League of Nations versus the New Day. Well, New Day versus League of Nations should be entertaining because of the New Day, but except for the first 2 matches I've mentioned here, who don't sound interesting at all, the rest should be quite entertaining. Well, and there are some possible great matches on the card, so I'm really looking forward to WrestleMania. I'm really hyped, and of course, I don't know in which order I'm gonna upload the videos, but of course we still have the 10 best street matches and the 10 best WrestleMania main events. Well, if I have uploaded them already, hopefully to add it to the hype. Otherwise, well, enjoy them. So long.